Today, we're about to attempt what Bugatti think is impossible.
Can't do that in a garage. There's just a few places in the world with the right equipment and only a few people in the world with the right training to be able to do that.
This is the $6 million Bugatti Sport that was crashed by Alex. Last time I was here, I got all the damaged body panels off the car, the windscreen out, and all of the deployed airbags. Everyone who's got an Audi A3, you have a Bugatti in the airbag. On top of that, I completely stripped the interior out. But then I found more damage. Oh. And this was bad. It looked like a huge crack in the gearbox on both sides, which completely threw a spanner in the works. And that damage could decide whether this car's repairable or not. Now, one thing Bugatti didn't think we were able to do is separate the front end of the car from the rear. There's only 2 places in the world that can do it. And today, we need to make sure there's 3. In order for us to inspect this damage that's on the gearbox and even see if it's repairable, we've got to remove the engine. And to do so on a Bugatti, it means we have to separate the back end of the car from the front. And after our previous video went out, Matti Rimek, the CEO of Bugatti, mentioned it wasn't possible to do in a garage.
But in a Chiron, there's so many electrical wires, piping, oil piping, water piping, fuel lines that connect from the monocoque to the rear section, and they have to split the car in half. You can't do that in a garage. There's just a few places in the world with the right equipment and only a few people in the world with the right training to be able to do that.
And as we already know, Bugatti aren't going to sell us parts to rebuild this car. And they're not going to help us separate the car in half for sure. So I'm left with no choice but to give this a go myself. I don't have any special tools or special training. So if we manage to pull this off, it for sure will be a huge achievement. I'm going to slide a little bit of wood with some wheels underneath the tub and hope that can support the weight of it when we start pushing it away from the back.
Where did you get that from? There you go, we got one.
And on the other side, we use the wheels which come off the bin. It looks like we did miss a few pipes out, which were the fuel lines, as I thought the fuel tank come with the rear frame, but clearly it doesn't, and that stays in the front monocoque. So all the fuel lines have got to be disconnected, which we did. 3, 2, 1.
Oh. It's apart.
Is it 3 places in the world now?
And that's it. The front of the car was actually separating from the rear. My dad's now disconnecting that cable which ran from inside of the car to the gearbox, which now allows us to move the front of the car even further forward. The unit door's got to go up, and eventually we've moved it further enough forward that we was at the point we were all clear of the engine and gearbox.
Yeah, that should swing now. Bro, the fact that this is on garbage can bins.
Yeah, it's literally on bin wheels.
Just think the money that we could have saved Bugatti.
We'd done it. I guess it is true what they say. If it was built by a man, it could be repaired by a man. But we all know it's one thing taking this car apart, it's another skill to put it back together. But this is just an example of one of those things in my life where someone's told me that it's not possible to do, which makes me just want to do it more and more. Let's take a look at the damage. You can see it now.
Am I allowed?
Yeah. That's holding the whole engine up, innit? Look at those 2 mounts there and there. And on the other side, it's the same story. But don't you think that this part actually will come off? Look, these massive bolts. And there was bolts on the other side as well.
That could be a really good design. If that comes off, that's a really good design that does come off like that.
Yeah, because it's a completely separate part and it's not the engine block. Let's hope that that piece does come off separately. It actually bolts onto the engine mounts and supports the whole engine. But rather than the engine mounts breaking, the actual cast aluminium is broke. And it looks like if we're gonna try and remove that part, we're gonna have to separate the gearbox from the engine. First step, taking off this starter motor. O2M 911 024B. Exactly the same part number. That starts up a Passat and that starts up a W16 engine. What a starter motor that is. I bet they never go.
Oh no!
Okay, right, we're gonna get the starter motor off. First thing, let's get the power wire off without breaking it, because we won't want to have to replace it, will we? Because we can't get one of these. Right, power wire off. This car's going under a pretty serious repair, and as long as we put the car back together well, there's no way anyone should know it was in this state. Remove a starter motor, and this part here is the whole reason we've had to strip this whole entire car to pieces. Let's just hope we can get it repaired, or even made. Look at that. Look at that. There's good news and bad news of all of this. We got good news is that we've now took off the last part of the car that's broken. It looks like this. We still have little things to fix. We've still got the chassis legs at the front. We've still got the carbon fibre damage at the front there. We've got the interior to go in. We've got the whole back of the car to sort out. But everything from now on means we're putting back together and we're fixing without parts from Bugatti. And we've already done and accomplished what we were told couldn't be done, which is give us confidence. Maybe it's false confidence, but I don't know. We will still proceed from here. The next step is to try and get that fixed, because as soon as that's fixed, we can start building up the rest of this back up. Once that's built back up, we can attach it back to that. Once that's attached back to that, the interior should be trimmed and done, and all the airbags from the Audi A3s, the DB11s, can go back in. The interior can go back in. Then we can pay our attention to the front, and we can work out what we're going to do with this. And that is the reason why we're here at Black Horse Automotive, because these guys can actually 3D scan and make parts from scratch, which we're hoping they'll be able to scan a Bugatti Persport and section in this part here. Again, all of this at the minute is all easier said than done, but we're not going to stop. We literally don't have any other choice. We've done well.
The challenge has only just begun.
Yeah, we only just started. And if you're excited for the next video like I am, subscribe the subscribe button, like the like button, and share that share button. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out. Do you want me to go there and you to come here? There's no way that's going to happen in this. Yeah, we've got to think fast.
Yeah,
Which way are you going?
We got about 15 seconds to
Which
go.
way are you going?
Okay.
That side.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
I think I'm going to go to that side. Yeah, all right. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Like a drug that I just can't deny.